Can you think of a much better way to start today than a cold morning swim on top of a rooftop in Malta under the hot Mediterranean sun? Because I can't. Now let me show you the view we've got from this rooftop because it is amazing. I'm just going to take you round the side here. We've got a view over into the Mediterranean Sea and of the island across from Malta and this unreal church. I mean, this is one of the nicest hotels I've ever stayed at. So today we're going to drive to the islands. We've got ourselves a little rental car. Normally we don't really rent cars when we're travelling. We just end up getting public transport, but we got a rental car to cross the road from our hotel. We're going to go to the islands and there's some temples on there that are older than the pyramids of Giza. Malta is made up of 21 islands, with Malta's mainland being the biggest, but Gozo is the biggest, like, separate island, and that's where we're headed to now. It takes about 20 minutes by ferry to get there. We finally got off the boat in Gozo and we headed to Gandika Archaeological Park, which has two parts. It has an indoor museum that explains the entire history of the site and has archaeological artifacts that were found there. And then they have the outdoor area with the actual ruins that you can walk through. The Gandika temples are 5,500 years old, which makes them 1,000 years older than the pyramids of Giza, which is just crazy. And they're the second oldest religious structure in the world. Now, Gandika actually means giant tower, and these would have been made by the natives of Malta in the Neolithic times, which would have came from Sicily over the seabed when the tides were much lower because the Atlantic hadn't flooded into the Mediterranean yet. But it's just crazy to think how they got these stones on top of each other, which weigh tons. Gandika temples would have been used, like many temples around the world, for social and religious ceremonies to the gods, and just as a society for like funerals, weddings. I assume they obviously probably wouldn't have been weddings, but some form of like partnership. We're on our way to St. John's Church. Jack's now driving, which he wasn't originally going to, but it was only €10 to get him on the insurance, and he has been so shaky.
Oh no,
he hasn't drove a manual car in ages.
Cunt. Let's stop that. What are you on about? There was a stop sign up the ramp. There was the word slow, and he just came going down.
And what are you doing now?
I'm going into second because I didn't change gear. Because believe it or not, Craig, once you drive an automatic for 2 years and you get into a manual, you do forget there's a gear stick. Let's just settle ourselves down, please. You're acting like I'd be fucking crashing into buildings and stuff.
Someone's very aggy. This church isn't very historical. It was built in the last century, but it's mad that this little island and this little village has such a big church. You can come to the rooftop of the church for €3 and look out over most of Gozo, to be honest with you. There was an old church here that predates this by a few hundred years, but the modern church that stands here today was built round it in the last century. I've said this in a video before, I'm not religious, but the architecture of churches is just unreal. Like, it's mad that we can build things that are so artistically incredible. Our last place in Gozo is the Weir Il Mila window, which is like a little sea arch on the cliff front over here. It's just so mesmerising looking out towards Sicily, I think, is in that direction, and if you look very closely you can see the mountains very, very far into the distance. But we're going to head back to Malta now and go get some food and probably just chill in the hotel in the sauna maybe, or on the rooftop pool, I don't know, but we'll see when we get there. We've come for food at Gem's again. This is where we ate last night, it's where we ate for breakfast this morning, but we've just had an absolute nightmare trying to park over there in the parking of our hotel. It was like 7 floors of just going around in a circle. It was like the tightest turns ever, and like honestly you were like this close to the wall the entire time. We got down there was 2 bays, someone parked in one bay, so we had to try and squeeze in the only one left, and we just couldn't, so we ended up driving straight back up. Well, Jack did this time. I think guiding the whole way. How bad was it? Like,
Muy mal.
it was the worst thing ever. Literally took about an hour trying to do it. So we've just parked on the street, and that's where we'll be parking for the rest of the trip. We've both decided to go with pizzas tonight, and Jack's got some poms. I think we're going to share the poms though. No, we're not going to share the poms. I've got a margarita, vegan mozzarella, and Jack actually ordered a vegan like meat feast, and he thinks they're giving him an actual meat feast because it tastes real.
I'm absolutely gutted, to be honest. I don't,
So,
I'll try my best to eat it, like, but I don't know how I'm on.
finally in bed after exploring Gozo all day. Gonna get an early night tonight, going to sleep about 11. Tomorrow we're gonna be exploring the south of Malta to see what the southern town has to offer. There's a market and apparently it's meant to be really good, and then there's a place you can do cliff jumping, which sounds quite fun. So I'll see you in the morning. This morning we've come to the city of Marsalok on the southern coast of Malta because it was recommended to us by the guy we hired the car off, because they have markets here on a Saturday. So we're going to have a little look around the markets. I'm probably going to buy some fridge magnets for my family because that's what I do everywhere I go. And then after here we're going to head to St. Peter's pool, which is like a cliff diving spot and a little enclosed swimming area. These 3 are the same, different colours, and then they can just pick the colours that they want, I guess. Thank you.
You want the bag?
No, it's okay. Thank you.
You
We've got our magnets, but we need to head back to the car to go to St. Peter's pool because we're going to a footy game at 2 o'clock, so we've only got about an hour and 15 minutes before the footy game. So we're going to go to the pool for like half an hour before we head over there. The markets are really good. There's a lot of food markets along the front, and if you want to come here for some food, I mean, you're not really going to find many better places to come. The actual market itself with all like the goods and that is a little bit smaller. There's less stores there, but we managed to find some good magnets, didn't we?
Yes.
We're now at St. Peter's pool. I've put you on the GoPro so we can go and do some cliff jumping into there. I wonder how cold it is. It's quite warm today, it's like 21 degrees. But it is the sea, so I imagine it's still going to be quite chilly in there. Right, we don't have much time yet, so we're just going to send it on the big one because we can't afford to just like mess about on the small ones time-wise because the game kicks off soon. No.
Did you see him?
No, I didn't.
He was in the handstand off the edge.
That's
and
fine.
then just like dived in.
That's fine. Alright, we're going to send it now. Ready? Right, we're ready to go again. Ready? Jack, once again, has left his phone on the dash whilst we've just been like doing some cliff jumping for about half an hour. Done this exact thing in America, in like the Nevada desert.
Thing was, it was on the roof, so you just
Yeah, it was on the roof. It's on the roof in America. Here it was on the dashboard in the sun though. And he can't touch it. Where is it?
It's in the well.
Stinker after stinker from Jack. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me. It's 1-0 to Floriana, we're top of the league. We got into the stadium just as they scored, so we did see the goal, obviously, to get it on here. And it's now half time. We've got another half to go. Hopefully, we can see some more goals. are now in 12th of the 14 teams. I don't think they have relegation here in the Maltese Premier League, I'm not sure. But it's emptied out quite a lot now. Everyone's leaving. There's 2-0 and the game's about to end. But I'm sure that we booked tickets in the Floriana section, but because we were so late, we couldn't really we just had to go in wherever we could go in, and we ended up here. It's always mad like coming to games in foreign countries because they're just so different. We have people with like instruments in the car, like drums and trumpets and stuff, and then everyone drinking beers and smoking in the stands. You're not allowed to do any of that in the Premier League, so it's always such a good experience, not the smoking, but like being able to drink in the stands and like everyone playing instruments. It's such a good laugh. Floriana versus Valletta is a derby. The two cities are right next to each other, but it hasn't felt like a derby. Like the actual game itself has been a bit lackluster, but I guess that might just be the standard of the Maltese Premier League. We've arrived in Valletta, which is the capital city of Malta, and I think we're outside a fort, but we're not going in because Jack spotted Oliver on at the theatre and he's looking for tickets to go and watch Oliver. So instead of watching a footy or going in a fort, it looks like we're going to go grab something quick to eat because this place starts in about an hour, and then go watch Oliver. But we have no idea if it's going to be in English, Italian, Maltese. We have no idea because there's so many languages spoken here. We assume it'll be in English though. So we wandered through Valletta's narrow streets where eventually we stumbled upon Valletta's food market, and inside there we ended up getting some Vietnamese tofu noodles before we headed into the theatre to watch Oliver. And this was my first time watching it in the theatre, and it was actually really good. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. We're back at the hotel now, absolutely shattered. It's been such a long day. We've done so much today. And by the way, Oliver, the musical, really good. Recommend it if you want to go see it. Tomorrow though, we're going to be up early because it's our last full day and we've got no car tomorrow, so we're going to have to get the bus places. I'll see you in the morning. We've had a bit of a sleep in today. We were going to go on a Blue Lagoon boat tour originally and go through some caves, do a bit of snorkeling. But last night we just couldn't be bothered like setting an alarm to get up at 7 AM to go and do this boat tour at 9, and we couldn't really do it any later because we want to watch the Liverpool vs United derby later. So today we're just gonna head off, get some breakfast, and then we're gonna go to the beach. We haven't actually been to a beach yet, so we're gonna go to the beach, do some swimming, and then come back to the hotel, I guess, to watch the footy later on. We've got ourselves down to the beach. We're at Gadira Bay in Malaya, which is only about a 20-minute walk from our hotel, and we've just been chilling here for about half an hour. I'm gonna go down and go into the sea in a minute. We've got maybe another hour and a half here, and then we're gonna go back to the hotel, find a bar to watch the footy match in. But today is just going to be a proper chill day like it was the first day that we arrived here, because it's our last full day and tomorrow we leave quite early.
I go in if it was hot or something.
Yeah, no, it's quite cold. We've come down to the water now, we're in it, but the water's very cold and it's not that warm out today because it's quite windy. It's very cold, isn't it? Very, very, very windy. It's quite chilly. This is why I like cliff jumping, so you can just like jump in, get in, and once you're in it's done. But this like wading out into water, like, it's no good. Once you're in, it's not the worst, like, but I'm not fully in. I'm only up just past my knees. It's very chilly though. Come on. Jack's refusing to come any further than ankle deep. For our last meal of the trip, we've come for an Indian in Mother India, and we've only got the starters, and it's so much already. Like, this is the starter. And like, luckily I convinced Jack to share a rice and curry because he wanted to get one each, and it would decorate too much because we've still got naan bread to come as well. And Jack's got pommes, aka fries. We're back in the hotel room now. That Indian was amazing. So full after it though, we've come back with food for tomorrow. Well, we have to pack because our flight is early in the morning, so that is the end of the video. Make sure you smash that like button. Comment below what your favourite part of the video was. I reckon I'll definitely come back to Malta because there's things I didn't do and it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed the Maltese weather. Anyway, subscribe if you're not already, and remember, keep exploring. Definitely forgetting something. Yeah, the big neck pillow on the table, like, nice.